Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, and you are in my house. How did you get here, dearie? I'm so glad you found the cottage in the woods, that you turned the door handle. Or maybe you had a key already and you just let yourself in, and now you're here, and I couldn't be happier. So welcome. Get cozy, get comfy. I'm going to show you who's guest starring today. We've got 3 crystals and a hair. That's the name of a book, for sure. The first one is this one, and I used to know the name of it, but then time wearied me, darling, and I actually don't know the name anymore. It, I think, started with R, and it's got like this squishy, delicious pink energy. It used to be a lot more pink, too. It has changed over the years, but it's there. It's beautiful. It's white and pink. And it was calling out to be featured, so there it is. The next is this beautiful rose quartz double terminated wand. You've seen it before. There was a whole story about it in a previous transmission. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you'll find out one day. And then finally, this big rose quartz piece, which we've also seen before here in the house. So what an interesting energy, right? Pink, pink, and pink. It's a lot of pink. Think pink going on here. And I'm into it. So I'm going to put them all on my lap like a little family. And let's see where we go, beautiful soul. And while we're seeing where we're going and what Spirit wants to bring through, how are you? The energies of this time. Oh my goodness. Bold and intrepid indeed. Light being shown on everything, which can cause all kinds of phenomena, feelings, expressions, new thoughts, new states of being, discovery, changes in routine. So, I'd love to hear about it. If you have an opportunity and you'd like to share, I'd love to know. Now, we'll tune in. Spirit, what would you like to bring through today for the beautiful soul who is watching, or listening, or reading? Wow. That came through real quick. And it came through in 3 words, I think, if my math is mathing. Answer the call. Answer the call. Answer the call. Oh, it's time. So this is a message that's relevant to astrological factors, to energetic factors. It's timeless, beautiful soul. So if you're finding this days, months, weeks, or years, or decades, or centuries, okay, calm down, girlfriend, after it's been released, have no fear. It's timeless. It's for you. You found it. I'm talking to you, beautiful soul. You. And if you're finding it now, it's relevant now. That's the end of that story. Answer the call. The call to what, Spirit? It was getting profound there for a moment. Oh. That's so interesting. The call to greatness. Isn't that a call everybody wants to answer? Wouldn't everybody like to answer that call if they could answer that call? Spirit? No, interestingly. And that's okay. That no is a non-judgmental no. So let me clue you in, because I know we're having this one-sided conversation, and I'm bringing you in, beautiful soul. So get in here. Get in here. Spirit is asking you and I, the only 2 people in this room right now. Well, we got these crystals. We got some beings, but the only 2 humans, aside from the people next to you, here right now to answer the call to greatness. And Spirit says that not everybody wants to answer the call because it is an uncomfortable series of shifts that follow. So imagine a phone is ringing somewhere, and you know, beautiful soul, that if you pick that phone up and you say, hello, you are going to have the floor dropped out from under you, and then you are going to free fall for an interminable, unknown duration of time with no idea of whether or not you're going to land. Oh, that sounds wonderful, Spirit. Thank you. And on that gleaming note, we're out now. JK, JK. In fact, I, as the little reader, have been enjoying my free fall period for some time. So I can actually speak to this personally and say, it ain't all bad. It also ain't all good. And that's what Spirit is trying to get across, is answer the call to greatness. What is greatness? Greatness is a judgment of the mind. But just as we're using language to communicate this transmission, in addition to energy, and a lot of heart, we also use the word greatness to indicate that as the mind would judge this transformation, it would judge you as an individual to be bigger, brighter, and bolder on the other side of this transformation, this answering the call, than you were before the phone rang. That's why we say greatness. Spirit says it has nothing to do with superiority. It's not about becoming better, more lovable, more worthy, more recognizable, more celebratable than you were before. None of those things, although evidently, according to Spirit, the world may give you accolades. Bravo, well done. Don't know why the entire world has an accent, but bravo, well done. In every language, you might hear it from the world. You may be more seen as a result of answering the call. But you being more seen isn't because you did something or accomplished something that makes you more lovable and more worthy of being celebrated. You being more seen by the world is a direct result of you choosing to see yourself more, your true self. Who knows? Class, who can answer what is the true self? Awareness. You as awareness, beautiful soul. That is you. So in choosing to witness yourself, shift into the witness perspective, open your heart, open yourself up to that which is vibrating within you, eager to break out, eager to explode onto the scene, not for the purpose of accolades, fame, or recognition, but for the purpose of the experience itself, of expansion. You see yourself, truly. And then, of course, how could the world not notice? But it takes you doing it first, stepping into it first, believing that you have something to offer. So let's get practical, can we, Spirit? It slips into the philosophical every day over here. Can we have some practical steps? Okay. Practical step number 1. Identify your heart's desires. Could be plural. Could also just be one. Identify your heart's desires, Spirit said. Your heart knows your destiny. And there are so many layers to what your destiny can be. It's all the same destiny. But the question is, how much awareness will you bring into it so that it can be expressed to its greatest degree? If we bring 2% of our awareness into our heart's destiny, then maybe we will express our destiny on a very small scale. Maybe we'll have like a hobby that we tap into once a month or once a year, slap some paint on a canvas, call it a day. On the other side, if we bring 98% of our awareness to our heart, to realizing our desires and our passion, maybe we then go to school for art, we devote every waking moment to it, and then we're painting murals that are echoing such radiant energy that thousands of people can tap into that and their entire day is shifted. They see your mural, they witness it, it moves them, they smile at someone as a result, and then boom, world changer. To spirit, whether you're 2% awareness or 98% awareness, doesn't matter. It accomplishes the same end. That ripple achieves the same effect. No one can mess this up. Check out yesterday's transmission. You are perfect. So of course, to the mind, it's like, oh, I got you there. Isn't that paradoxical then to say you're perfect now and now like express your greatness and stuff? Gotcha. But no, darling, Spirit loves a paradox. It's Spirit's favorite thing. Spirit loves to boggle the mind. Once you realize you're perfect in the moment, then you can hear what's being expressed in your heart's desire, and you become the master of the moment. But we're getting there. Hear your heart's desire. If you have no idea what that is, not a clue, it's time for a healthy dose of self-love. A daily dose of self-love, in fact. So much self-love that it becomes your new priority. So if you can't hear your heart's desire yet, if you don't know what that is, or conversely, you know exactly what it is, but you don't have the fuel, you don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation, you don't have the oomph, the moxie, the spark to get it going. You can just look at it from a distance and be like, yeah, I know. And I got nothing to give to that right now. And Spirit says, turn it around and start loving thyself. Hard. There is a great book I recommend for this. Yes, it is right down there in the description box. No, I didn't write it. But more on that later. Down there, though, there is a book already written about self-love by a spiritual teacher named Teal Swan. That book is a transformational life. Yeah, it is that. It's also a transformational book that changed my life and is probably why I'm sitting here with you today. So, if you can get it, go forth. Get it. Learn. Begin to ask the question, what would someone who loves themselves do? And then act accordingly. That is how you build up the reserves for your heart's desire. Okay, we skipped ahead. And Spirit says that's step 2. So identify your heart's desire. If you don't know it, love yourself deeply in the interim. And once you're rested and rejuvenated and you've put effort toward carving out more vacation time, carving out more hours off, finding out how your entertainment and free time actually recharges and restores you, or maybe it doesn't, and how that needs to be tweaked, Spirit assures me that for every single individual who has access to this information right now, there is a way to build a life that is self-loving enough to give you what you need to follow your heart's desire. And following that heart's desire is guaranteed to be what you want once you've recharged a little bit. Once you've pulled out of the incredible world that is social media. We love it. The mind in particular love it because it looks so much like the mental realm. Scrolling through a feed, all these thoughts coming in. But for so many, Spirit says it's time to pull out of that. Take a real deep breath of air. And practice the art of this moment. So, step 1, determine your heart's desire. What is it you want? What is it that's in here? Step 2, love thyself relentlessly. relentlessly. And step 3, Spirit says, you're not going to like it. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. It's trust. You're right. I'm not a big fan of that word. I've been burned. Trust. Trust that the totality of you, which is everything you perceive, everything you see, is an aspect of you. Because why? Class? Because you are awareness, beautiful soul. So trust that the totality of you is spending all of its power and energy to fulfill your heart, to take you down the road of destiny to the degree that awakens you, invigorates you, energizes you, inspires you. This is in the best interest of the universe, because expansion is the whole point of this game. Expansion. So trust as step 3. Synonyms like surrender, witness. Now that, me likey. Finding out how to get into the present moment once you have embraced the call, picked up the phone to your greatness, beautiful soul. So let's talk about an example. A real example. Right now, you may find yourself living an unsatisfactory day-to-day life. You either do or you don't have some semblance of an idea of what your heart yearns to do. It's like your perfect life. Adults, we tend to make that our vacation life or our spare time life. So look into those areas, how you entertain yourself, what you do when you have free time. To answer the call, to pick up the phone and start your free fall. Join me. It's loads of fun. You make a commitment to noticing your heart's desire. That is all you have to do, is just notice it. You don't have to act on it, beautiful soul. You don't have to do a thing. This is the new paradigm. We don't need to focus. We don't need to get into the realm of the mind until we're constipated with just like visualizing and begging and asking and really like shunting our hope into this realm to make it happen. No. We just notice. Wow. What does my heart desire? Well, I like to write. There are writers here. I like to write. You know, in my free time I write erotic literature. Great. Beautiful. Notice that. Commit to noticing it. You just lean with your awareness, because in this process, we're remembering we are more than this form. As magnificent as it is, we're even more. We're more than this mind. As magnificent as it is, we're even more than this link to the shared realm of mind. This heart, we're more even than this heart. We're not ready to talk much further beyond that at this point, but know that it is. We're more than even this heart. We are awareness. So where you place your awareness, is what begins to grow. It plants that seed. It fertilizes that seed. It sprouts that seed all by itself. You are just the light shining on it. You're the sun. So, like the sun committing to noticing Earth, thank goodness it made that commitment. Woo! I mean, otherwise it'd be pretty bleak around these parts for human life. Like the sun committing to noticing the earth, you, beautiful soul, are committing to noticing that heart's desire, to noticing what it is you like, what it is you love. That's it. That's the commitment. That's picking up the phone. That's it. Then a little something something starts to happen on this process. You choose to commit to noticing what you like. What you like starts to seek you out. Kind of like the moon. What you like starts to appear kind of when you least expect it, and kind of in a way you can't calculate. Sometimes it's in one phase, sometimes it's another. Sometimes it shows up like the opportunity to write down an idea for a book. Sometimes it shows up as song lyrics that you could write down, if you're a writer, following this example. And you notice that too. I'm noticing that showing up. Look at this, I just had an idea. Phenom. Notice it. And then when it's showed up, and you've been extended this invitation, you have an opportunity. You get to watch what you do next. Will you take action on the idea? Will you take action on the inspiration? Will you take action to go where the universe has now responded by providing you an opportunity? Will you take action? Yes or no? And according to Spirit, and no motivational self-help book ever, just so you know, Spirit, you might want to check your sources here. That is all it takes. That is the ask. That is how you answer the call to greatness. It doesn't matter if you choose yes or no. Does not matter. All that matters is that you watch yourself. Look at that. Amanda chose not to go out when she's been craving socialization and company for months. Okay, cool. Well, we noticed. The end. Commit to the process of witnessing how you respond to your heart's desires. That is the practice. It's not about manifesting. It's not about forcing. It's not about creating or even responding with an action of any kind. It's about watching how you, beautiful soul, you in there who is ready to explode onto the scene, alchemize with this life. It's about watching the show. It's about watching the movie. Hop back a few transmissions and you can learn all about that. It was never a process to achieve. It was only ever an invitation to watch. So you watch. When it comes to the self-love component, watch how you're able to respond to that. Can you click the link? Can you buy the book? Do you want to? Watch. Can you buy it, maybe the audiobook version, and then it just sits in the Audible app for years? Watch that. You just watch. But what if you get it? And what if you read it? And what if you act on it? Then you do. And what if your life transforms? And what if you go from 2% awareness to 98% awareness like we talked about? And then every breath you take and every move you make, you'll be watching you. And then, wham! Oh, I'm so sorry, Mir. We got excited. Sorry. Then wham! Your life is totally different. Then so it is. So it is. Spirit is asking you to answer the call to greatness, to expand how much awareness you are placing on that which is before you. That is answering the call. The rest of the steps, just something to get you started. Just something to give the mind a mission. I would say the rest is up to you, but there are no stakes. one of my favorite artists, Ramin Nazer. You can follow him on Instagram, and I believe he does Tales from the Trip and or has like guest starred on that show here on YouTube and a few other things. He's around. He's got a great podcast. The Rainbow Brain Skull Oracle deck is something that I use for readings. Hey, go Ramin. In that deck, there is a page in the guidebook that says something to the effect of, "You're playing with house money." And it's a beautiful way to illustrate this truth that Spirit has repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated some more to yours truly all the time. There are no stakes. You are playing with house money indeed. You are here to watch the show, play the game, with levity, with lightness if you can, with sorrow, with angst, with grief if you can. If you slip into one of those characters, beautiful soul, devote yourself to it. If you wake up depressed, you are not alone. Commit to it. Say, I'm going to be the best depressed character that I can be today. I'm going to bring 100% of my awareness to this depression. It's going to be great. We're going to watch what she does all day long as a depressed character, and we're going to watch it. Just like really, really watch it. See, the mind wants to believe that if we have steps and we have a list and we go, okay, recognize your heart's desires, self-love, check, and then, act and manifest and do all the things, the mind wants to think that that's enough. But in this new paradigm of reality where that may have been enough once before, we've evolved. It's time to awaken the heart. It's time to awaken the awareness. And what that is asking of us, what Spirit is asking of us, is not to change the speed at which we spin our wheels, because that's what the mind is doing when it wants steps, action, change, quick, get me out of here. Anything but this day, this life, this reality. That we're just changing the speed at which we're spinning our wheels, but we're reenacting the same patterns. When we become aware, we don't have to change the speed of our mental machinations, or as I like to say, kids, cover your ears, mentally masturbate to the pleasure of, oh yeah, when I do this, that's going to happen. When I do that, this is going to happen. And I just like to think about how I'm going to change my life and all the things. That's fine. Spirit just wants us to witness all of it so that we bring more of ourselves to the table for whatever we do. Do or do not, cool. Spirit often says, do not. There is a whole transmission about this and a wisdom and a beauty in just sitting still and saying, manifest my ass. I am not going to do a damn thing. I'm going to sit right here. And Spirit loves that too. That is, in fact, where a lot of people are involuntarily. They did not choose depression. They did not choose anxiety. They did not choose grief. And yet they are there in that state of apathy. In all cases, in all forms, whether you find yourself apathetic or filled with zeal, ready to take steps or ready to shove steps up someone else's mental realm, witness it. Be aware of it. Watch how your patterning, both mental and physical, responds to it. That's it. That is the secret and always has been. If you're able to take the steps, take them. And if you're not, watch yourself not with loving eyes. Commit to being the no-action character. Love yourself even in that role. Because it turns out self-love doesn't have to be a thing you do. Yeah, there's great information down there. I highly recommend that book. But according to Spirit, self-love is a thing that you are. So all you gotta do is bring your awareness online. Wake up. Take notice. No judgment. And you've just amped your wattage. You've just turned up the brightness on yourself simply by doing that. That's it. You didn't have to move a muscle. You don't have to get off the toilet or out of the bed. You just watch yourself in these spots. And then suddenly, you've shifted your awareness from 2% to 98%. Just like that. So, answer the call, beautiful soul. Answer the call to greatness. Watch yourself on the journey. And the rest is already done. That is where we are leaving it today, my sweet friend. Thank you so much for being here. Having the opportunity to commune with you does a thing for me. That's my heart's desire. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There's nowhere I'd rather be. So, I'm sending you all the love I've got, always more, never less, and until we meet again, beautiful soul.